Oxtail. Once a humble cut, now a fine dining favorite. Today I'm taking this rich, luxurious braised oxtail and plating it over silky cauliflower puree for that perfect restaurant finish. I'm pairing it with a bold Bordeaux blend. Let's go.
So the key to deep, rich flavor in these oxtails is gonna be the sear. Let's get them salted and peppered up. So I'm gonna brown these in my Dutch oven because I'm actually gonna cook these in the oven, in the Dutch oven. Olive oil. All right. So I'm old enough to remember when oxtails were not only inexpensive, but were cheap. I remember we could get a box of oxtails back where I'm from for little or nothing. So those are seared. I'm gonna go ahead and get my vegetables browned, my onions. Carrots and celery. I'm gonna season it with a little salt and black pepper. The vegetables are softened and they're beginning to brown. I'm gonna add some tomato paste. And I've got some garlic cloves. What I did with these garlic cloves was I smashed them and then I peeled them. So they're smashed. I'm just gonna throw those in whole. So I want this to begin to take on a little color. Tomato paste and the garlic. We're just gonna let the tomato paste and garlic go for about 2 or 3 minutes. So I've got some red wine here. This is a Bordeaux blend. This is similar to what I'm drinking with the oxtails. This is a Bordeaux blend, is a Cabernet dominant blend. I'm gonna add this to my Dutch oven. Allow that to deglaze the pan. And I wanna reduce this wine by about half. I'm gonna simmer it for maybe 8 to 10 minutes or so, or until it reduces by half. I've got a nice reduction on my wine. I'm ready to stick my oxtails back in the Dutch oven. I've got some beef stock that I'm gonna add to my oxtails. I've got some fresh rosemary and thyme. Whole black peppercorns. Worcestershire sauce. Bay leaves, and I've got an orange. I want the zest from this orange. So as I'm zesting this orange, I'm allowing this pot to come back up to a boil. I want to get a boil on it before I stick it in the oven. I don't want this dish to have to fight to get hot again in the oven. Give it a head start. I've got a nice little boil going. I've got my oven preheated to 300 degrees. These are gonna go in the oven for 3.5 hours. The oxtails are done. So I need to get the oxtails out of this sauce, or what's gonna be a sauce, because I need to reduce this and make it a sauce. Well, first I need to strain it. But let's get these oxtails out of here. So I just got a pot here with a strainer. So I'm gonna strain all of the solids out of this. I'm gonna cover these with foil. I'm gonna keep them as warm as I can. I've got my sauce here. I'm gonna sit this on the stove and I'm gonna reduce it. I want it to thicken. I'm serving mashed cauliflower or a cauliflower puree with my braised oxtails. I've got a pot with a steamer rack in it. I'm gonna stick these in the steamer for about 10 minutes. I've also got a whole clove of garlic here, and I'm gonna stick this in the steamer with the cauliflower and allow it to steam because I'm gonna puree it with my cauliflower. So this goes in the steamer for 10 minutes. I have a special herb and citrus mixture I like to do when I make these oxtails. I've got all of these things here and I just get them mixed all together. And I've got orange and lemon. I'm gonna start by getting the zest off of these. So if you remember, there's orange zest. I put orange zest in the braise for the sauce, for the oxtails. Having this orange zest and this herb and citrus mixture, it really just picks up the flavor and carries it. I have a clove of garlic and I need to run that across my microplane as well. To that, I'm gonna add some fresh Italian parsley. By the way, that Italian parsley was picked out of my garden. The very first thing that I've harvested out of that garden. So I've got some chives here. If you have not seen my garden videos, you gotta check them out. I've got some fresh thyme, olive oil, a little bit of salt. Get that mixed together. It's just as simple as that. So I'm gonna set this aside until I get everything plated up. Cauliflower's ready. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting it into this food processor so I can puree it. My garlic is in there as well, so it's gonna get pureed. Got some butter, heavy cream, salt, white pepper. Add some more heavy cream. I always start light on the heavy cream because it's better to add more as you need it than to have too much from the start. because we don't want this to be runny. A little bit more salt. White pepper. Perfect. So the wine that I've chosen to pair with my oxtails is the 2018 Paul Meyer Proprietary Red. If you've seen a few of my videos, you know, and I've actually paired Paul Meyer. I don't know that it was this vintage, but I've paired Paul Meyer with something else before. I can't quite remember what it was, but this is one of the very first serious wines that I ever had. I can't remember whether it was the Prop Red or the Ridge Montebello. Those were the two first serious wines that I had ever had. I know there are a lot of proprietary reds around, but whenever you hear me say Prop Red, I'm talking about Paul Meyer. Let's get something in this glass. Look at how dark that is. I mean, ink dark. It is so dark. I'm not getting much on the nose. It's kind of tight. Give it a taste. I'm long overdue for a glass of Prop Red. I'm telling you, this is my stuff right here. It's a bold, medium-bodied, rich wine. I mean, it's just, wow, there's just so much going on there. It's a big wine. It's cab dominant, nice fruit, good this wine is balanced. Nice fruit, good acidity, really good wine. I'm getting leather. I'm getting pencil shavings. That graphite. Oh man. And it's the fruit is seriously deep and dark on this as well. Let's see if it pairs with this. Oxtails are super tender, of course. Wow. That sauce is so rich. And that herb and citrus blend that I've got on top there. Basically what this is this is a type of gremolata. But man, the orange zest, and that sauce is so velvety. Cauliflower, got a great flavor. True test. Yes, that works. but I gotta double check. Let me go back in. Falls off the bone, tender. That is a perfect pairing. I'm Chef Glenn B, and as always, eat well.